We are here with two very talented women who are behind the success of Victoria, a Malayalam film which won a lot of recognition in the past year. Sivaranjini, the director of the film, was one of the chosen filmmakers in a project to fund women filmmakers in Kerala by the government of Kerala. She chose Meenakshi Jayan as her lead actor in Victoria, and both of them are here to talk with us today. The film was first screened at the International Film Festival of Kerala in 2024 IFFK, and it went on to be screened in multiple film festivals within India and outside of India, including the Shanghai International Film Festival. It won a lot of awards. The film is about a young woman who's working in a beauty parlor frequented by women of all ages who are talking about their issues. And our young woman, Victoria, is struggling relationship issues as she also works in the beauty parlor and talks to these women. But let's talk more about the film with the women who made it a success. Welcome, Shivaranjani and Meenakshi Jayan. Shiva, my first question is to you. Why the name Victoria? I mean, what made you choose Victoria for your title? Why not anything else?
So the main inspiration of this film came from this like actual event that happened in my life. So some 5 6 years ago, I was visiting a beauty parlor in my hometown, and there was actually a rooster inside the parlor, and it was near their toilet. And so I was so curious seeing the rooster there, and I asked them like, why is it kept here? And one of the beauticians there told me that it's a offering rooster for the St. George Church, and one of the beauticians is going to take the rooster in the evening. So that became a one line, and then I developed the script, and I was thinking whom to make a protagonist in the film. So there's a friend who works in the same parlor, and her name is Victoria. So I kind of asked her if it is okay that I borrow her name and some of her character traits and all that. So yeah, that's how I took the name. There's no other like symbolic meaning or anything. It's just I found the name very peculiar. I have not seen many Victorias in Kerala while growing up and all that. It's not a very common name, yeah, in Kerala. So that's what.
And
Yeah.
Meenakshi, how easy was it for you to connect to a Victoria? What made you answer the audition call? Two questions.
First of all, I do not remember half of it because it was 3 or 4 years back that I auditioned for the role. And yes, it felt, I don't know, I felt very good that my character was named Victoria because it somehow felt like the start of something good, something successful because of the name Victoria. Uh, yeah, so I just knew that this is going to be something that I'm not going to forget in my entire lifetime when I heard the name Victoria. And your second question, you asked me why I answered to the audition. Well, I had no other options. It was I was dying to do a project. I was not in a position to have a liberty to say yes or no to a project. I was a yes girl, and some part of me still am. So I just wanted to do a good project. I wanted to do a project, and luckily it turned out to be something as beautiful as this film that Shiva has written and edited and directed. So, so I'm just lucky.
And this film is sort of set entirely in a beauty parlor, right? And it's supposed to be a comfortable space for women to come and talk and all of that. So, did you guys feel that when you were working, and do you have any personal experiences being in such a beauty parlor and being comfortable there?
Yeah, before Victoria, I was just a customer, but after Victoria, I see beauty parlor as a completely different space now. I understand that they are always just smiling and maybe they're not as happy as they seem to be, And Victoria has made me, the film has made me more empathetic towards everyone in the in the service sector, not just beauty parlors. And for preparing for the role, I had gone to the same parlor, and there is a Victoria there, and there is another Chechi called Neetu Chechi. They were the ones, yeah. Victoria and Neetu Chechi were the ones who taught me threading, waxing, and everything. I spent weeks and weeks with them, and also it helped me because they are proper people from Angamali. They stay in Angamali. They've been spending all of their lives in Angamali, and they have that pure, authentic Angamali accent, and they live the Angamali life. So I go there when they open the shutter. I sweep with them. I clean the parlor with them. I do work like just another working beauty assistant, and I got a little bit of their lives by living the working life with them for a while. And that really, really, really helped me get into the skin of Victoria.
And I have to ask you this, Shiva, what is a rooster doing in the middle of all this?
So Rooster, like I told you, it I actually saw the Rooster and he actually led me to the film. I wouldn't have made a film set in beauty parlor if I had not seen a rooster there that particular day. So only the rooster's
So we
presence
have
made
to
me
thank the
think, and
rooster.
yes, definitely. So the rooster for me really has to do with the idea of faith and a ritual practices, the myth. So I am very curious about those things, and I am also personally going through a journey of understanding what exactly my faith is, my spiritual, uh, like understanding of things are. So those things are reflected through Victoria, I feel, and the presence of Rooster is also a spiritual presence of the saint. Yeah, although it can have a lot of other meanings, a lot of metaphorical meanings, and I'm open to all that. But this was my intention, this was my way of looking at it while I wrote the script.
And I want to talk about the bond between the filmmaker and the protagonist. We talked about a beauty parlor being a space for women to come and converse freely and all that. But it's also important that you guys make a connect between, you two. And I remember Meenakshi in her reception speech at Shanghai had showered Shiva with praises, right? So how did that work out? How important is that you connect to your director so well? Meenakshi, you can answer this.
I don't know if it's possible anymore in any of the projects because in Malayalam we have a lot of male directors. I don't know how many male directors I can go and stay with and understand the character so well because like we said earlier, we were staying together, we were living together, and we were having one of the biggest or best conversations that I've had in my whole life while I was living with Shiva. And I know her now. So this might be the first and last time. I don't know. I really hope it's not the last time. But yeah, understanding Shiva was the easiest and most authentic way to understand Victoria. And I really wish we have more female directors in the world where I can live with and understand them better so that I can do my part as an actor well.
What did you understand about Shiva? Tell us in one line.
So Victoria is also a very anxious person, and Shiva also has her share of anxieties. And I used to observe her when during the shoot times we had a lot of she had a lot of anxiety to deal with, and she used to get like this, and she used to get her shoulders would go up above her head, and a lot of those things. I think when I see the movie now, I see some of the things that I wouldn't do, but I see that I picked it up from Shiva a lot. So the way she deals with problems, the way she deals with yeah, that's another whole other interview. But yeah.
Yeah. Did you find similarities between Victoria and Shiva?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, a lot of similarities, yes. because she always puts everybody else first. Shiva does that. I don't know now. She is, yeah.
Yeah. Shivam, what made you choose Meenakshi for the role?
So I just wanted to add to the question you asked because I this film is everyone who has worked in this film and who has are my friends. Like they were my friends. The entire technical crew are my friends from long time, and I've picked people whom I really know and who knows like what I'm talking about and the kind of films I watch, and I have long discussions with my cinematographer, the sing sound recordist, the art director, the music director. Everyone are my really close friends, and whoever else has joined new to the shoot have also become like my friends, like close friends, like family, like including Meenakshi. So I think for me, I don't know any other way of making a film other than doing it with with my friends. So I know it's a tough thing, and I have had. It's not. I'm saying it was a cakewalk. It's hard dealing with your friends, working with your friends, because there were times when I thought I shouldn't have hired friends because our relationships have gone bad uh, because of lot of other issues, no, like we have to give payments in time, we have to do and deal with a lot of administrative work, working with the government production and all that, so it might affect our relationships also. But I didn't know any other way of doing it, and so Meenakshi also came into picture when I was, with already with my friends, and she became a part of our group, and she became a part very soon, and that's the quality I think she has as an actor and also as a person, is she becomes very close to you very soon, and you feel like she's yours, like she's your family, she's part of your like main gang, like really quickly she can adapt to your place, and she gelled very well with all of us, and she also took extra effort to come meet me a week before audition to talk to me and tell that I she doesn't have the Angamali accent. She comes from Tripura, but she gave me this idea that listen, I'll work hard, I'll do something, and I'll learn this accent. So that I was very impressed. Plus, in the audition, she performed really well. So I was sure that if I've given her something, she would work really hard, and she's an extremely hardworking person, and she also has this ability to just relax and chill before the shoot, and once you call for the scene happening, she'll instantly change to she'll be in a corner cracking jokes and like not very very like lost, and then suddenly I'll be like calling sound rolling, and then she'll come and cry, and I was like, what?
Meenakshi, I have a question for you. Two questions for you. One, how did you try so soon? Was there a technique behind it? And two, is the Tripundra accent and Angamali accent so different? As a non-Kochiite, you can. I mean, I don't really understand the difference. You can answer both first.
I do not believe in always being in the mood of the character because I think that really kills the joy of this job called acting. Because from the theater practices that I've had, I've been taught to always relax and do the preparation even before the shoot. And then when it's the time, just go do it. That's the only way I can do. I do not believe in always being in the same because that kills the spontaneity. Because um, when we relax and do the job, you have more scope for spontaneity and more scope for improvisation if you don't prepare too much. So my only preparation is getting the lines right and following the instructions right, and then I forget it and I just go and do. That has worked for me until now. I hope it works uh, in the future also. Yeah, Tripontra has an accent which is a little, I don't know.
But I'll say there's a clear difference between Kochi accent and Angamali accent. There's a huge difference. And so Meenakshi, who has been in Kochi most of the time, studied there and like studied her school and college there, she mostly has a Kochi accent, and plus a little bit of her mother's Malappuram. I think that is also there. So there is clearly a difference. There's a tune in Angamali, and that's Angamali and Trishur are also different. There's like minor differences.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you, both of you are making a sort of debut with this film, right? I mean, Shiva told me that you've already acted before, but this is the first film to release for you in IFFK. What were the challenges that you both faced as debutants in this really big world of cinema?
You go first.
I'll start.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, I think where to start, right from convincing your parents to take that you are taking an apartment for pre-production to I mean, it's everything. Like, it's really hard to, because I have lived outside Kerala for the past 10 years. I have studied film outside. I've made films outside. And made my short films and documentaries mostly in Ahmedabad when I was studying there at NID. So to come back home and make a film here was really tough for me. And everyone asking you this question of why are you not getting married, and then suddenly you're coming up with this idea that I'm making a feature film. So after the IFFK win, there was a flex that came in my like home like town junction. There was a flex that came, and that really changed my life. Now no more nobody is asking me, either they are like thinking that she's into films, or they are thinking that, oh, this she has something beyond our understanding, so let us leave her alone. But that's a really real struggle. Like after 30, you're living in Kerala in a small town in a village and not getting married and doing these unconventional things which nobody has done. It's tough. So you doing that in Bombay or Ahmedabad is fine, but coming back and convincing everyone that you're doing this, and that too in a government project, we are living in an apartment in Alua, or working in Trivandrum. So that was one major struggle for me. Plus the other things, definitely there are like other challenges. I was coming back to filmmaking after a break of 4 5 years. So I had made my graduation project in 2015. For me itself, I was really doubting my skills because you've not worked for a long time. I was into theory for like 4 5 years. I was doing my PhD. So you really question yourself, like whether you have that in you again to do make a film and all that. But thanks to my team, I think I got all my friends. It was a debut project for all of us. My All of them had, like, this was the first film, so we were all clueless and wondering and figuring out, rather than someone coming and like dominating us or telling us to do this, that. So we were all on same level. That really helped. Picking up a team, we were all learning things together, like learning
Did you
how to navigate
deliberately
through.
avoid an experienced person in your team?
Yes, yes, I did. I did. So there was actually pressure
Really?
from KSFDC. Yes, so KSFDC has not taken anybody in their previous projects. Were all shot and like shot by mostly experienced DPs, or like art direction done by people who have already worked in Malayalam cinema. But none of us had worked in industry. Like only like my yeah, or none of us had worked in industry yet, and all of us are newbies. And so it was initially hard to convince KSFDC, but I'm really thankful to them that I could really convince them to hire Anand or Abdu, who did art direction. So I don't know, they had that trust in me. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let me take them. So I'm really grateful that they let me do it. I had to like fight for it, but I'm really grateful. That really changes the dynamics, no, especially as a women filmmaker. I have found that I worked with people who kind of dominate you, be it your DP, be it your art director, be it your main crew. There are people who would not really like loudly say something, but they would subtly hint something and then would ruin your mood. So it's really important to pick people who would understand what you want, and then who also follows your vision, who don't try to meddle with it or try to bring their idea in.
I mean, just something I want to ask you. Did you try to include more women in your tech among your technicians?
Not really. So that's something I lacked. I think I didn't intentionally try to bring more women because I was picking people whom I was comfortable with, and unfortunately, there were no technical like people, women into technical jobs who were my friends or in my close circle. So most people who I picked up are my like close friends, and they became like they are men. So, but yeah, a few things which I could, like the still photographer, like I've taken my three, and the assistant directors, and few things which I had control, I had tried to intentionally pick women. And yeah, but I should say I am bad at that thing. Like I haven't done something Shruti had achieved. Like I'm really like in awe of what Shruti did with her film. Like she has hired a lot of women in her project, and that is a practice. Maybe I'm a bad
Got
feminist.
it. No, 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 you still have time. You're going to make a lot more films. So you have a lot
No,
of
I really wish maybe in the next project I'll get like a lot of women to work with me, and
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah. It's obviously a lot to ask when you yourself are a debutant. You can't take care of all the things that you want to take care of.
no, that's something if I had struggled hard, I could have incorporated, but I didn't go out of the way to do it. That's I have to admit that I didn't work hard to do it like a choice, like a political choice to bring more women in my crew. I didn't do that. I think I should have done that, but I was not in a mental space to do that. But I was quite impressed by what Shruti did.
I was just a curious kid uh, who saw all of these as a fun thing to do, who saw all of her dreams coming true right in front of her eyes. So, yes, it was challenging, but it all feels like a dream now, you know.
And it's great that for your first film you put in so much effort. I mean, you went to a parlor and you worked there for 1 month just to prepare for this
Yeah,
role,
because I
right?
used to see all these interviews that all of these actors would put. Yeah, I took 3 months of training, learning the piano and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I want to do that someday. So, so when I saw this opportunity, I didn't want to give it away by just going to the set and doing. I mean, Shiva wouldn't allow me to do that, so I just I just took the opportunity to to explore.
And so your film is now coming for ready for a theatrical release, right? It's coming out on November.
28th.
But wherever it's released now, I mean, it's already screened. It was all for film festivals, and now we all know that a film festival crowd is a lot different from a crowd that goes to a theater. How scared, how anxious are you on how a theater crowd will accept Victoria?
I think there is a lot of challenges when you release a film with no big actors or no big production companies, no big names attached. So there is a lot of challenge already there, and but we are really excited because there are a lot of people who have been wanting to watch the film. I am sure they would come and watch it at least, and also this whole idea of like because we have all grown up seeing cinema in theaters, and this whole idea of theatrical release is in itself is like a big feeling. It's an overwhelming feeling. But other than that, I am not really not like anxious about what the crowd would say or what would people think. It's like I've gone beyond that right now. It's up to them, like, yeah. And I have felt that this film is not like everyone's cup of tea. It's not a mass entertainment film, and definitely it's not that. So it would find its audience, I feel. Maybe it's a few people, a few number of them, but it would definitely have its audience.
Yeah, I'm actually very delusional. I'm very, very excited that my film, Victoria and Mamuka's Kalangaval is almost hitting the theaters during the same time. So already see this as a win. And I believe that this film has a power that Shiva has still not accepted. This is a very powerful film, and a lot of audience would come to the theater and find the theater and will find the film. I have that feeling. I have that hope. I am a very hopelessly romantic and very delusional person.
Eva, you just mentioned Feminici Fatima, so I just want to ask this. Do you want to give any reaction for the film awards this year? Were you disappointed by it? Were you expecting anything?
I was expecting at least a mention for Meenakshi actually, but not disappointed actually. And like I told you, this film, um, like I don't think it's everyone's cup of tea. This film, and the different juries would have different tastes and sensitivities, and not really disappointed. We were kind of prepared for it to have a reaction like this. But of course, we had expected at least a special mention for Meenakshi because she has won such a wonderful, great award and at Shanghai, and yeah, so that not disappointed. Yeah,
And I just have one more question for you. What is next for both of you?
I've not thought of anything. I am writing my PhD thesis, and I have to finish that in like 8 7 8 months. Otherwise, they'll kick me out of. I hope if I finish it. Otherwise, they'll kick me out of the institute. One of this would happen in like. So I am really. This is what at IIT Bombay they have a design school, and I'm doing my PhD in film and video communication. Yeah, so that's my priority now. Soon after the release, that's why I have to go back and finish it as soon as possible. And then there are few log lines I had written, and probably if I am like peaceful enough and earning enough money from a job and settled, then I might write something when I have the emotional and financial stability to write a script. But that's of me. Yeah.
We really hope that's very, very soon. Meenakshi, what's
Yes.
next for you? What's happening? I know a film is coming for the IFSK. Do you want to talk about that and whatever else you're doing?
One film is Sheship. Sheship is actually something that that we shot even before Victoria. I didn't know a person like Shiva existed in this world while I was shooting Sheship because that was in 2022 or something. We shot it because a few of us were jobless and we wanted a portfolio, and we had everyone camera and everything, and then it was shot in a friend at a friend's place. And when after they shot it and then they edited it, they're two directors, Srijit and Grito. They're independent directors, and after the whole thing finished, and we showed it to some people, it was supposed to be a web series actually. And then when we showed it to some of them, they were like, "This could be a movie. Why are you not sending it to festivals?" And then they were like, "Well, let's try." And then they just sent it out, seeing Victoria's win and everything. They're like, "Okay, maybe IFFK is maybe our thing and everything." And then they sent it, and we got
I
selected.
think that's all, guys. Thank you so much for coming and all the best for Victoria. The film is going to release in theaters on
28.
November
28th.